In the wake of NaNoEdMo, I have decided to offer you the best advice on editing and revising that I could think of. Well, I might have had a little help. While this may not be a one-stop shop for all your revising and editing needs, I hope to address a lot of the main issues and help you work that first draft into a thing of beauty. Before we get too far, I want to make it clear that this is not an attempt to edit your entire manuscript in a month. In all honesty, it will probably take a lot longer than that. But the good news is, these videos aren't going anywhere. You can watch them now, or wait until you reach each stage with your own manuscript. This first video is mostly an introduction and an explanation of what you can expect. This process is best for finished drafts, but I'm sure some of you didn't quite make it that far. I know I didn't. Maybe you're mid-project, but it's so incongruous and riddled with errors that you're thinking starting the revising process now will help you better the story as you get going. Before you decide to start the revision process on what you have, consider whether this first draft, though horrible and faulty, might be a really great cleansing exercise and outlining opportunity. Even if the draft you're working on now is going in all the wrong directions and riddled with errors, it's still a great way to familiarize yourself with your characters, your setting, your emotions, and your story. You can't always brainstorm that kind of intimate knowledge. Take it from somebody who knows. My Nano novel did all of that. And you know what? I can't truly say that it's a first draft, but I learned a whole lot of new things about my story and the characters within it. Note received, processed, and considered? Then proceed. This series might be addressed to participants of NaNoEdMo, fresh out of the first drafts of what could very possibly be their first novels. But these videos are for anyone looking for some advice on revising and editing. Congratulations, by the way. As Evan Marshall says, you have every right to be proud of yourself. You just completed the manuscript of your novel. At this point, you could be feeling one of two things. Complete and utter exhilaration because you have just completed your novel. You're already thinking about contacting editors and literary agents or self-publishing to share your work with the world. Hold that thought. The second emotion you might be feeling is a sense of despair. There could be this doubt in the back of your head, something that you forgot to add into the story, or things that just didn't come out quite right. Take to heart these words from John Thompson. Good writing is rewriting. Great writing is rewriting, editing, and rewriting. What you have just finished, my dear Rymo, is a first draft. And I guarantee it's not ready to publish. I know that right about now Amazon gets flooded with brand new nano novels, but you have to decide what it is you want. Do you want your name to appear in print, or do you want to write the best book that you can? If you answered yes to the second question, you are in the right place. The way I see it, there are 3 main stages to the novel writing process, and this video series will be helping you through the last 2. The first stage, or draft, is a skeletal structure. This is like being a paleontologist, attempting to construct a dinosaur from their bones with no idea of what they look like. This is when you lay down all of the events you want to take place in your novel and try to arrange them in the way that you think they fit together. And you've already done this. And then the rest of the process is vastly different. The writing stage is all about getting your ideas and emotions onto paper before they slip away. The next 2 are about making those work coherently. As my friend Mike Casey once said, write with the heart, rewrite with the mind. The second stage is when you realize all the mistakes of the first draft and fix them. Back to the dino builder analogy, prolonged exposure to the project has made you realize that the tailbone has been put in as a femur and the neck is on backwards. This job is tricky and extensive and can take anywhere from 4 to 5, even 8 drafts to finish, especially when those mixed up finger and toe bones slip past you. The third stage is the final stage. This could be draft 10 or 15. This is when the dino skeleton is ready to be put on display. And you have to make sure that the light hits it just right, the sign is easy to read, and the exhibit is alluring. The time is now to concentrate on sentence structure and picturesque wording. This is usually when I have my nitpicky free-for-all to make sure every word sings. The The final stage ends with feedback and input from your colleagues. And those are the 3 main stages. Now, I'm not trying to make this sound easy, because it isn't. But it's not impossible either. Perfecting a novel, especially your first novel, can take years. So, be prepared. Taking some time away from your story at this point could be advisable. If you're sick of your characters or can't stomach the thought of spending 1 more minute with your story right now, set it aside for a week or more. Especially you, Rymos. You just wrote a book in 30 days. If you need a break, take it. And if you're convinced your novel is a goldmine already, set it aside for 6 weeks and don't think about it. After you've realized it still needs work, come on back. But if you're revving to go and can't wait to do what it takes to make that draft perfect, move on to the next video.